Friends, gather round, for we must discuss something truly baffling. Former President Donald Trump has outdone himself with a new proposal.
His solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict: relocate Gaza's entire population to neighboring countries.
Naturally, this idea has been met with skepticism. The situation in Gaza is incredibly complex and troubling. The Strip has been ravaged by conflict and poverty. It's a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions.
But Trump's solution seems to miss the mark entirely. It's like trying to put out a grease fire with gasoline.
To understand the sheer absurdity of Trump's proposal, we need to take a crash course in the history of Gaza. This tiny strip of land, roughly twice the size of Washington, D.C., has been a focal point of conflict for decades.
After the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, Gaza came under Egyptian control, becoming home to a large number of Palestinian refugees displaced from their homes in what is now Israel. Fast forward to 1967, and Israel seizes control of Gaza during the Six-Day War. This begins a long and tumultuous period of Israeli occupation, marked by periods of intense violence and uprisings.
In 2005, Israel withdraws its settlers and military from Gaza, but it maintains strict control over its borders, airspace, and access to the sea. Today, Gaza is home to over 2 million Palestinians, making it one of the most densely populated places on Earth.
The combination of Israeli blockades, internal Palestinian divisions, and repeated rounds of conflict has created a dire humanitarian situation. Imagine living in a place where basic necessities like clean water, electricity, and healthcare are luxuries. That's the reality for millions in Gaza.
Now let's talk about Trump's proposed solution: relocating Gazans to neighboring countries, primarily Jordan and Egypt. The idea, as far as we can tell, is that by moving the Palestinian population out of Gaza, the conflict will magically disappear.
It's like saying, if we just get rid of all the bees, there won't be any more honey or stings.
The problem is, it's not that simple. First of all, Jordan and Egypt have already made it abundantly clear that they have absolutely zero interest in absorbing millions of Palestinian refugees. Can you blame them? Both countries have their own challenges and have already absorbed significant numbers of refugees over the years.
Secondly, forced displacement of a population is a big no-no in the eyes of international law. We're talking about a potential human rights disaster of epic proportions. Imagine being told you have to leave your home, your community, everything you've ever known, and move to a new country, all because of a plan hatched by a reality TV star turned politician.
Unsurprisingly, the international community has met Trump's proposal with the kind of enthusiasm one might reserve for a plate of cold, soggy fries. Human rights groups have condemned the idea as ethnic cleansing, drawing parallels to some of the darkest chapters in human history.
The Palestinian leadership has denounced it as absurd and dangerous.
Even Jordan and Egypt, both of whom have historically complicated relationships with both Israel and the Palestinians, have balked at the idea.
The fact is, this proposal is not just impractical and morally reprehensible, it's also incredibly short-sighted. It ignores the root causes of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and offers no real path towards a lasting peace. It's like putting a band-aid on a gaping wound and hoping for the best.
The situation in Gaza is dire, there's no denying that. But the solution lies in diplomacy, compromise, and a genuine commitment to finding a just and equitable solution for all parties involved. Simply shuffling people around like pawns on a chessboard is not only cruel, it's a recipe for more suffering and instability in an already volatile region.